Good afternoon, everyone. We are waiting for a couple other folks to join us. Thank you for being here today. We have a couple folks in the room. And I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, Vanessa, for turning on your camera. Hi, how are you? So we're going to do this casually today, and the video is being recorded. The sound is being recorded so that we can either rebroadcast or put for additional resources later on for folks. There is a employer expo going on today with over 80 employers next door over at Jim Barnett Park. So we may have like small attendance today because of the number of employers over at the expo, including us actually. So when we're done here, we're going to go over to the expo. It's going to be a big deal today. So that's okay if we have not so many people that joined us today. We will make sure that we get the recording out and get it posted. So we're here today to talk about workforce solutions and corporate training and all of the fabulous resources that we offer at Laurel Ridge Community College. And I'm being joined today by Penny Mathias. Hi, Penny.
Hi.
Thanks for agreeing to be here today. I twisted her arm a little bit to be here with us today. But we partner with businesses like Thermo Fisher, that where Penny is now. Penny is a senior human resource manager with Thermo. We partner with local businesses in the area, and we work with them to provide solutions for leadership development and some other really cool things that we create and customize. And that's what we want to get into today. Is we want to talk about some of those examples as other folks join us. We want to talk about all of those resources that even I, as a business partner to Workforce Solutions in my career throughout the local area, I wasn't aware of some of the resources that Workforce Solutions offered. I did partner with Larry Baker and the Workforce Solutions team whenever I was at Mercury Paper and at Fortassa, but there are other offerings that we have in corporate training that I really want to highlight today, make sure that people know about, because they are very, very exciting, at least to me. I get excited over those things. It's a passion. So let's talk with Penny for a minute. And Penny, can you give us an idea, how long have you been in human resources?
Almost 29 years. I've been in HR. I love the field, and I've got the opportunity to work with some great employers over the past 29 years.
And how many of those 29 years have you been a partner with Laurel Ridge, or, well, then Lord Fairfax, but Laurel Ridge, now the community college?
19 years.
19 years. So over 19 years with Workforce. Give us, if you could, give the audience an idea of how you've utilized the services that Workforce offers.
In the companies that I've worked for, there seems to be a common theme. I think it's with most companies is really focusing in on a lot of leader development. And I've been able to really partner with the workforce development with you all in regards to that. And the biggest thing for me has been being able to customize programs. So as an HR professional, there's a lot of times you kind of already know in your mind what you're looking for, or you kind of have an idea or a strategy that you want to deploy, but not being a training professional, really being able to put together the resources or the staff to really deploy that idea. And that's where I've really found I want to call it Lord Fairfax, but Laurel Ridge, really as a key partner to really help build those programs. And I can get into specifics if you'd like.
Yeah, so can you give us an idea of in your career, if you could think of a program that we've put together in your past, what does that look like, and what were some of the outcomes
Yeah, actually, when I had the opportunity to work with Polo Ralph Lauren Corporation, we were actually acquired by Polo Ralph Lauren. So the license holder that had the company sold to Ralph Lauren, and we went through a dramatic change or a shift. Same employees, same location, same roles, just totally different leadership and expectations. So with that, I knew that we needed to invest heavily in developing our leaders. I knew that that was going to be critical, not only for their success in the organization of Polo, but also we were very future growth oriented. So being able to have opportunities for people to be able to move to other locations within Polo Ralph Lauren, because it's a very large company, I wanted people to have those opportunities. But I knew, based on my knowledge and my needs assessments that I had done over the 4 years I'd worked prior to the acquisition, I knew that there were going to be some challenges.
Sounds like a lot of change management.
A lot of change
was
management,
going
a lot
on
of change
at the
management.
time.
So I contacted, at the time, I believe it was Donna Eagle and Jeannie Ann. And I said, I really need your help. I really need to put together a program for change management. Our team, we need to build trust. We need to build, we can't work in silos. We've got to really be able to bring the team together and really make the change that's needed to be a part of this corporation now. And they were able to put together a great program for us. I want to say each of our leaders went through like 80 hours of training that year. It was pretty extensive.
That's intense.
It was very intense and very well supported by the corporation. And the result of that, we actually ended up, the facility actually moved to North Carolina. It closed, and we moved the business to North Carolina 5 years later. And I actually had 3 people that promoted to senior managers and were able to move with the corporation
from the group that had trained. So do you feel as though, had that training not taken place?
Oh, definitely.
That would have impacted them.
That definitely impacted their ability to move with the company and to get promoted within Polo Ralph Lauren was a big deal. You definitely had to have a certain set of skills and deploy those skills actively with your people to be able to promote within the company. So just to watch them grow and develop was very rewarding, and being able to help support their needs to make not only their careers better, but it also made our business better. The business didn't close because we weren't good at what we did. It closed because of supply chain logistics decisions. So we were able to share our talent, which was pretty exciting.
But that's what HR is about, right? It's human resources. It's putting human resources to work, developing those human resources to upskill them, right? Yeah, so now that you're at Thermo, you reached back out to us again, which I know our entire team is very excited about. So can you talk about the product that we've customized for you now?
Yeah, well, while I was at Polo, I actually worked with Donna Eagle at the time. She was the partner that I had to work on. We deployed this same training there. So I think I'm the only maybe client that said, hey, I want to do this again. Or I really think it's something that other employers would really like to use too. But the book Love 'Em or Lose 'Em that you all really share with all the Institute graduates as well. And there's a lot of sessions that cover the Love 'Em or Lose 'Em book. What I learned from that is there's such great tools in it. So when I got to Thermo, the biggest thing on our agenda is to reduce our attrition this year. And to engage our employees and to really make sure that our leaders, that we're developing those leaders to really take the business further. So I started thinking about Love 'Em or Lose 'Em, and I contacted Larry because I'm like, can we do Love 'Em or Lose 'Em again? I want to do it like a book club, but I want it to be a study group. And in that study group, I want them to have homework. I'm very big, and you all have been wonderful at customizing this part of the training for me. I don't believe you just go train people and not have some kind of measurement to it. I think it's very critical for business to be able to understand what their return is. So I like programs where you can actually see some results or track those results. So with this program, Love 'em or Lose 'em, the book club, we, you all are going to be instructing the book. We're doing, I believe, 2 or 3 chapters every 3 weeks, and they'll actually be assigned assignments from the book, and they'll have to work with their employees and with other managers in the team there to complete those tasks. And we have assigned at our site, we've assigned a mentor, at least one mentor for 2 to 3 of the mentees that are in a class. And we are actually coaching them on leadership, helping support them with their homework assignments, anything they may run into that they need support. And actually it was Larry's suggestion. He's like, why don't you have a mentor program? So not only have we launched this wonderful training, we're also launching a mentorship program for the first time at our site. So
Fantastic.
yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And so far we've had class 1 and I've gotten great feedback and they really enjoyed it and can't wait for the next one. So
I think that both the mentor in that situation, the mentor and the trainee both develop from the experience and from the relationship. And then you have that collaboration internally because they're speaking the same language, right?
Absolutely.
You're bringing that same language of the book, of the training to them, and the training itself. Talk about retention, because how do you feel this is the love 'em or lose 'em concept? How do you feel that will impact your retention and your retention strategies for the organization?
Our biggest issue is the engagement piece. We're
Okay.
not engaging our staff enough. And some of that just dynamics after COVID, I think we've got a lot of contingent workers in our workforce. And I think we got away from the human aspect of people and really building our staff. So my hope is, and my expectation is that we're going to really get them, we're kind of pushing them to engage, right? So with the exercises within the book, whether it's a stay interview or the jerk test or whatever,
We're not going to give away all the secrets.
they're going to have to do those things with people. We just had town halls and I announced to all the employees that we were embarking on this journey with this leader development course. And I told them, you're going to get asked some things that are a little different, so be ready for it. And I actually had a manager come to me and say, one of the employees while I was presenting was looking at him, is that why you were asking me those questions? So I think it's going to force them to engage. It's going to be a requirement for them to engage. And I think what they're going to find from that is the benefit of engagement. So I think from there, it can be more of a natural thing that they do on a regular basis. So we have a lot of new leaders. I have 31 in this class, in this group, and we have another 30 probably to do as well.
That's great.
So we have over 60 leaders.
Over 60 leaders
At our site. Yeah.
I love the fact that we're able to, as corporate training, workforce solutions, able to just help grow that leadership in our community, because that's really what we're about. And now I'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But is there anything else before you go that you want to talk about?
Well, outside of leader development, I think you all have been a great partner. Even when I was at Ashworth Brothers or Monoflow, there's such a deficit for technical skilled labor in the workforce. And every employer is struggling with that issue locally. So, Larry's been a great partner in bringing any kind of technical, mechanical, whether that be process technician level, maintenance level, training and partnership to me. When I was at Ashworth, we built a maintenance apprentice program that was state certified, and that was with your all's help and support. Also partnered with Tooling U and made more of a hybrid training to where it was not just all book training, so to speak, but it also had the actual hands-on. So we had like trimodal training going on at this, whether it be on-site training with Laurel Ridge, and then also with online with Tooling U. So I guess I'd just like to emphasize that, the partnership with Laurel Ridge is really important because you all do offer a lot of great resources, not just in one niche, but in many niches. And what I've always liked and enjoyed, or I think is why I pick you over other organizations, right?
Organizations,
And with
not
the
the
right
same names, but
terminology,
yeah.
but the reason is just the industry experience, like your staff, I'll give Jeannie Ann credit. She's done a wonderful job building a great
She's
team.
on right now.
and it's great to work with partners that know what you're looking for, that have that HR industry background or specific background to what you're looking for, that you can really, it's not just an instructor, it's somebody that's been there, done it, and worked in business.
We do that. That's what attracted me to this role in my current role with Laurel Ridge, is that it's really a more consultative approach to the business and organization, so that we identify, hey, if there's a need, if there's a gap, we're not trying to solve a problem that doesn't exist, right? And we don't want to just throw training at the wall and it's going to stick, but it's follow up and, like you said, homework or mentors, and what can we build on as we go, as we develop the employees for the businesses. And we do that through industry professionals. We have over 25 instructors that we pull from multiple companies around the area that train, that love to train, like myself. I love to get in front of the classroom too, where you see those light bulbs go on, and it's like, oh yeah, they got it. But all of our instructors come out of industry. They have other real jobs, and they do this because they enjoy it. They do it because they want to see that development in people, to continue to contribute to the community, right? In that partnership. So I appreciate you being here and stepping outside your comfort zone, and right. And it's not always easy to be in front of the camera, guys, just saying, but stepping out of your comfort zone and really being a testimonial for what we do. Absolutely. And what we've been doing for years, and hope to do for years to come too. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes. Tanya has been she's the administrator here with us, and she's monitoring the chat. So Tanya, is there any questions in the chat or anything in the chat that we need to pull out?
No, Jeannie Ann just says that she is very happy, and thank you, Penny, for bringing back the Love 'em or Lose 'em. It's comprehensive toolkit, and it's engaging, and she's driving, or she'd show her face.
Well, we want her to be safe. Yes. We definitely want her to be safe. So let's go ahead and let's talk now about our leadership development programs. So Tanya, can you throw up the PowerPoint real quick for me? There are a few tools, there are a few developments that I want to talk about in terms of what we're offering now. And go ahead to the next slide. So Workforce Solutions puts a lot of resources into leadership related classes, because we're responding to the needs of the community via surveys, communication with business organizations. We know the importance of having leaders and great leaders in an organization. So the programs that I'm going to talk about were developed to help individuals throughout their leadership journey. So if you could go to the next slide. Falling out of the pandemic, we developed Leadership Basecamp. And why Basecamp? Well, Basecamp is made up of core leadership classes that newly promoted or hired managers, supervisors attend over a period of 10 weeks. It was 6 weeks, and we've actually extended Leadership Basecamp for this next year, just recently, out of feedback from the surveys that we are provided when we do the classes. So the courses offer an awareness of leadership tactics, tools to upskill folks quickly into their roles. These are for like first line supervisors. Hey, and as you can see from the slide, topics such as buddy to boss. I'm now promoted, and now I have to work. I have to be the boss to the folks. It's not always easy. That used to be my peers. The DISC behavioral style assessment, we have now implemented that as part of the 10 courses for behavioral styles, and then adapting your leadership, supervisor communication skills. These are just some of the classes. This past month, we kicked off our base camp for Laurel Ridge and have 26 folks attending from companies such as Marlowe Motors, been a great partner of ours, Exalta, Torrey Plastics, Culpeper County Schools, the City of Winchester, Miller Milling, Shallow Creek. So electrical, these folks are just some of the organizations that we impact with our leadership base camp. And again, this is for first line supervisors stepping into that supervisor leader role that may not have experienced that in the past. So, and then we move up the ladder, if you will. You could call it a pathway, you could call it a ladder. I like to look at it as a ladder, but with Leadership Institute, this is a slide from base camp. So I want to highlight something. I'll go back to Institute for a second for base camp, but during COVID, towards the end of COVID, we were very conscientious about making sure that people were safe and safely distanced, but we continued to supply training and development to the community that needed it. So we had some smaller classes for base camp, and again, base camp and the courses were derived from the need because of the pandemic. What did it leave behind? Well, a lot of turnover, not a lot of retention. So those first line supervisors that got promoted were the ones that went through our training programs. Go to Leadership Institute. Let's talk about that for a second. We're in our 12th year of Leadership Institute, which is amazing. We have developed over 250 leaders locally, over 45 company partners, instructing topics such as servant leadership, Myers-Briggs. You talked about trust a little bit ago, building and sustaining trust, employee retention, lots of change. How do you drive change? How do you strategize for influencing others in your leadership role? So this is not a one and done training session that someone is thrown into and hope that it sticks. What we do is we facilitate the training over an 11-month period. Larry is the targeted facilitator, and he makes sure that the participants of the courses are connecting with their mentors back at work. I was a mentor, actually. Tanya, can you go to the next slide for a second? I included a slide of one of our graduating classes. This is actually leadership group number 16. We've done it for 12 years, but more than one in the year. And Richard Redwood, that's in the red shirt, polo shirt, on the couch there, worked for me at Fortessa. And Richard was a supervisor, and put him through Leadership Institute. It's an 11-month program, and he really found his niche. He loves training. So when he came back and he graduated from the class, he expressed interest and said, you know what, I want to do training. And he was promoted to the training manager at Fortessa as a result of the program, which is just another example of another success story. We also have companies involved. This go round for Leadership Institute from McElroy Metal, Ashworth, Continental Thermo, thank you very much, Navy Federal, Fortessa again, and Fabritech, Rubbermaid. So these are just some of the organizations that we impact and can influence and help them grow their business as we grow their leaders. Tanya, if you could go to the next slide, we have a program that I don't think a lot of people know a whole lot about. And we are delivering this program right now to leaders at Laurel Ridge. So the president of our college, Kim, has partnered with us to instruct leadership excellence to the higher level managers in the college. And these are, you said you like book studies, right? These are top level leadership content courses based on book studies of top selling titles and authors, healthy teams, culture. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of webinars out there right now about culture and wellness. We'll talk about wellness in a second. Are you listening? Pillars of trust, building that trust, having a power of perspective and reframing those situations. So leadership excellence can be customized, just like Leadership Institute, Leadership Basecamp. We worked with Fauquier County government this year. We're finishing up a Leadership Institute, partnering with Fauquier County government, where we were able to identify, similar to what you talked about, understanding what their needs are. And we were able to say, hey, these are the topics, these are base core topics in Leadership Institute or in Basecamp. For one of the topics, it didn't work for them, HR concepts, because they wanted to teach HR themselves. So we were able to plug and play with another topic that really impacted some meaning for them and infuse that into their leadership program. So again, it's a matter of customization based on the business needs and what they really want to focus on. And I think time is interesting too. The times that we're going through right now and the change that we're going through really changes the dynamic in some ways of what topics businesses are asking for. So we do survey local businesses and corporations. We ask for feedback. We ask for what they want. Can we go to the next slide, Tanya? So I wanted to put a plug in for Leadercast. Leadercast was something that I never did as an HR professional. I don't know why I never did it. I never jumped into Leadercast with Workforce Solutions, but this is awesome. If you've never attended a Leadercast, I went on the website, I was looking at all of the content. Andy Stanley, Erica Keswin, Dr. Henry Cloud, or just some of the speakers. Leadercast was broadcasted last week, and we are doing a rebroadcast at our locations, both in Fauquier and in Middletown, June 16th and June 23rd. If you want to sign up, if you have a group of 6, we only charge you for 5 seats, and then we do some activities in between the speakers so that you're able to be delivered this top level, high level content from these leaders that are gurus in their, they just know this stuff. They live, eat, breathe it, and they're able to come across to you in this rebroadcast in a way that I've never seen before done. So it's an amazing opportunity locally. If you're around Fauquier or if you're around Winchester, Middletown campus, go out, sign up. Tanya just put the link in the chat for Leadercast. We're taking signups now. We're going to cap it at like 300. We're planning for 150 people, 150 in Fauquier, 150 people in Middletown, and then we're gonna cap it. We ran out of space at that point, so hopefully we're gonna sell out. And go ahead to the next slide, Tanya, please. So these are a couple of things I just wanted to add real quick. We are launching workplace wellness modules in September. These modules in particular are a result of post-pandemic awareness and request for workplace topics, workplace training topics. So look for this to come out. It's going to be emailed out. We'll get an email blast out, and these courses start in September. It's another product similar to like Leadership Basecamp and Leadership Institute that we've launched. It's 5 courses that will help with communication, balancing priorities, again, trust, conversations, and really about wellness for your employees, right? How can they work within their workplace in a really focused manner about their health, right? We're not health gurus. I'm not promising that. This isn't about diet and exercise, but it is about being mindful and taking time for yourself, and how can you work that into your workspace throughout your day. So those will launch in September. And did you know that we do strategic planning? I didn't know that we were able to do strategic planning. I'm in the middle right now of a program with an organization called Traction. And it's really focused on developing a operating system to grow communication and really infuse more of an organized communication tool across the organization that kind of waterfalls down into the staff. So that was all part of a strategic conversation with the CEO. So we're in the midst of doing that now. We also facilitate 360 feedback instruments. I know a lot of HR managers out there right now are strapped and really need partners to come in and really help facilitate some of this as performance reviews are going on and year-end stuff, right? If you have a fiscal July. So we're also able to do that. So the message here is that we customize programs that are offered also in our open enrollment catalog. We can bring them to your location or support them at our campus locations. We do have a Luray campus, a beautiful campus, Luray Center, Fauquier or Middletown, or we take them to the business. I was an adjunct instructor for a few months before this role opened up, and then I started in this role, and I loved it because I could go into Home Depot, I could go into Continental, I could go into other locations and really get to know the business and understand it. So, and that's what our instructors do to help partner with the businesses that we support. Our email is there, our website is there. Please reach out to us if there's anything that you need. And one last slide, I'll promise, and then we'll go. Tanya, can you go to the last slide? I just want to put this out there. This is our team. This is Tanya's in the middle, smiling there. Larry Baker. I think everybody in this community knows Larry, and he's worked so hard and so well for Workforce Solutions over, what did he just say a little bit ago, 20 years? 20 years. Jody Navin, who is our new content developer who works with our instructors. So that's our corporate team. There's 4 of us. We are small, but we are mighty, and we can help be your community partner for your success in your business. And I'll leave it at that unless there's any other questions. Do we have any other questions in the chat, Tanya? End of slideshow. No questions in the chat. And Tanya put our workforce.com website in the chat, and also the link to Leadercast in the chat. So if you all have any questions, feel free, reach out, email us. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate the conversation. Again, and for being such a great partner. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See ya. See you, Vanessa. She's waving.
Bye-bye.
Be safe, Jeannie Ann.